Hi, guys. Welcome to yet another podcast with Sarky. Today's show is extremely special. So make sure you watch the video till the end. Going to be super informative and super duper entertaining. I've got a special guest coming in. He'll be joining in very, very soon. Don't miss this out. Crazy.
You're listening to Sarkys World.
To give an introduction to everyone who's watching, Sunil and me work together at Zomato, and I was actually quite fascinated. I remember we had gone for this Kerala trip, right? All of us,
Yes,
the entire city had kind of fun times, right? And then there was this time when there was a live performance happening. Someone was singing and doing this,
yeah,
and we were like little not too happy with the performance. So Sunil kind of decided to go pick up the mic and give a shot at beatboxing. So personally, I didn't know what beatboxing was till then.
Oh,
I
that's
didn't
awesome.
know. I didn't know what beatboxing was all about. I had no clue that someone could, create sounds from the mouth like that. And then Sunil went on and did his thing on the mic, and obviously we're going to hear that in some time. But he went and did that, and it was like I was like, whoa! And I think you remember my reaction that day, right? Because I was
Yeah,
like, I was spellbound. I was like, so you got to do that again, and I made him do it like two, three
yeah.
times, and each time he would bring out a new tone out of his mouth, and I was blown away, man. And I think everyone there was blown away as well, and not just us, but I think there were random guests over there who were like
Yes, we also enjoyed that.
spellbound by what you were doing. So tell me, man, what made you get into this? Like very offbeat, right? And I know you took it full time as well after you left Zomato.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
what I want to start with what made you think that you could do this, and then we'll go on from there. Yeah, go on.
Sure. So, my journey as a beatboxer started way back when I was in school. So, I
And
was
you're giving
around
me a
19.
complexity equipment, huh? You're giving, or you've got the mic, the ring light, the
Just so that I
headphones.
can give you the. Yeah, it's
Crazy.
Sarkys World. I have to come in with well equipped.
Awesome, privileged.
Uh,
Yeah, go on. Sorry, I cut you short. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so I've been beatboxing from when I was in school, I think about 10th grade. So I
Right,
was very much into the hip hop culture right from the start. I enjoyed the entire vibe of what it represented, right? And
right.
in hip hop, there are like five elements. So
Okay,
there is rap, there is DJing, right? There's
okay,
break dancing, and then there's
okay,
graffiti, and then there's beatboxing. So I
okay.
kind of tried my hand in all of these elements, and the thing which caught me the most was beatboxing. And it was relatively new at that time,
Hmm.
and I've been beatboxing ever since then. It's almost like, let's say, about 11th year now as a beatboxer.
Right, right.
Uh,
So,
so
tell me,
Mhm.
how did you know that beatboxing was for you? Like, how did you know that you could create something like that apart from,
so
yeah, go on.
yeah, so I had a classmate. So back then I used to try and rap, which wasn't very good. I wasn't very good at it, but I still did that. And my friend used to beatbox. His
Right,
name was Sharat. So he taught me the basics. He got me to the and then I fell in love with it. I was like, "What is this? How can I just make sounds like whatever melody or rhythm that's running in my head? I can actually replicate it in a different language." And that's what
right,
beatboxing became.
right.
And from there, it grew into a community, and then it took off as
Still not a
something.
very, very popular form of music in India, at least. I know it's like crazy out there in the West.
Yeah.
Why do you think, and how do you think it's building up? I know you did something to promote
Mm-hmm.
this for a while, right? So tell me about the industry as such.
So it's been growing from the time I started off. So when I started off, there were just a few names within this industry, at least in the event space. And when
Right.
it came down to, even though Bangalore being the hub of hip hop
Yeah.
in the south, right, as
Yeah.
compared to Mumbai in the north, there's
Mm.
the beatboxing community was still small. There was only about 7 to 8 or 10. Now we are close to 800 strong just in
Ooh.
Bangalore. So it's like
Wow.
we've built a community around it. So we
Right.
used to go around in every college. Be those guys will ask, "Come, let's do one filler, sir, filler." So we, we
Yeah.
started off in that, and then it became like an actual competition that happens in every college. It
Right.
it like at least the culture here has become that way where any fest that's happening, beatboxing has its 1 hour category. The judges get paid, the winners get paid, and so we kind of brought it to that state right now.
Right.
And with regards to spreading it across India, right now there are big, like I kind of am a co-founder of this thing called Beats Club,
Yes, I'm
where
aware. Yeah.
we, yeah, so we kind of go around in every city across India and try to set up these beatbox workshops and battles. Similarly, there's another entity called Beatbox India. So
Okay.
they kind of handle the international partnerships.
Okay.
So that's the way we've been slowly growing
So you bring artists
as a
from
company.
outside and you
Yes,
also promote local talent.
correct.
Yeah. Great. Tell me about, I know that you went for India Got Talent and you've tried your hand at a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about that
Hmm.
experience and how was it? How did
Okay.
they see your talent? Because it's a very unique one, right? Before that,
Hmm.
if you could show a little glimpse of what you can do with the, and all that noise that you can hear next is going to come out of his mouth. So, mouth or
It's
nose or
coming right
whatever.
from the mouth.
Amazing. Amazing.
You're listening to Sarkys World.
I think I can use that as an intro.
Sarky ke. Yeah, just like
Awesome.
a
Thanks, man. That
small
was
sample.
lovely. I think I'm going to use that for the introduction of the video. Fantastic.
Yeah,
So tell me,
definitely.
how
We
was the
can do like a
experience?
bit.
Sorry?
Yeah, we could do like a bit where I beatbox, I pause, and then you introduce Sarky's world, and then
Yeah,
do like
we
an
could do a
intro. Yeah,
whole lot with you in the show, yeah.
I love that.
Tell me
Okay, so
what
coming to
yeah,
India's
the
Got Talent, right?
yeah.
So till then, my family was very rebellious with the idea of me trying to
I was going to
beatbox all the
come to
time.
ask you that as well. Yeah, go on. Yeah, now that you've
Yeah,
said it.
so
Yeah.
correct. So it was quite a difficult part because I still wanted to bunk classes, go for these competitions, or host these battles.
You're like the
And
gully boy.
after,
So you lived gully
yeah,
boy.
pretty much little bit here
Yeah.
and there, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean they were supportive, but they wanted me. They didn't look at it as a
Focus
real
on else. Something else, yeah.
correct. And they didn't look at it as something I can make a living out of, or at
Got
least
it.
as a
I think
passion
that's
based
just
career.
like every other middle class, upper middle class Indian
Exactly.
parent, right? They don't think
Yeah, definitely.
uh,
Hmm.
any offbeat career is a career, right? So yeah,
Yeah, exactly. So that's when after India's Got Talent. So that was a funny story. That's like the first time I went to Chennai alone. Like
right.
I've traveled there because my cousin stays there and things like that. But that was the
Yeah,
first time me and Hilal, the guy who went with like as a group, right? We
right.
traveled there to Chennai in a like we didn't tell anyone at home. We caught a general class, sat on the train compartment part where they walk in, right? We're sitting there practicing, and we reached Chennai, and that's where the auditions were held, like the first preliminary audition. So for these
Right.
reality shows, there's a lot of different auditions that take place before you even go on stage
Correct.
meeting the actual judges.
Right.
So over here, the channel director was there, and we waited. We reached Chennai at 7:30 a.m. and our audition was at 11:30 p.m. We knew we were
Oh,
going to get pelted at home. Imagine we're just waiting the entire day, and
oh, so your parents
finally
had
we
no
got
clue
a
you had gone for this.
no, we didn't tell
Okay.
them that we are going to Chennai. So I told
Okay.
him he's in my house, and he told me in my house. So we knew we might be late, but it
It
was
was
quite a
beyond
different
late.
experience. Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, we were like 16, 17, right?
Yeah.
So I was quite young when we reached, and finally they heard us out. They heard our story, what we are doing, where we're coming from, and finally they gave us an opportunity. Then we went to Mumbai, and we stayed there for 2.5 months, going in and out of shoots. We reached all the way to semi-finals, and that was a good journey. That was brilliant exposure. That kind of showed that yeah, this is something which is scalable, which
Absolutely.
people
Absolutely.
can take up. And after India's Got
Right.
Talent, we got a lot more calls
Right.
for a lot of events, as well as a lot of youngsters started taking up beatboxing more seriously, and I
Yeah.
think it really launched us as beatboxers back then.
Right. So that did make a difference. And how did your parents react when they heard you on TV?
That was the moment they're like, okay, yeah, now I can proudly tell
That my
my
son has a
son
talent.
kind of spits all the time and he's
And I
famous
know
for it.
why. Right, right. What is your I how do you perceive beatboxing as a career as on today? I'm sure
uh,
it has had
yeah.
its struggles, but What
Mm-hmm.
about it today?
So definitely, it's been grounding, right? The entire way to make money as a beatboxer has ideally been in the gig economy. Like there are recording artists, we get paid a little bit here and there, but a majority of our earnings come from the gig economy, where we do shows at restaurants,
Yeah,
like concerts or things like that.
clubs.
So
Yeah, yeah,
once that crashed, that's when it was like, oh no, okay, wait, now it's like at a very huge pause. So now, if you look at most of the beatboxers, where they're going is in content creation, trying to be influencers, and
correct.
it's more
Yeah.
commercial, right?
Hmm.
So that's the direction current beatboxers or the generation that's
Haven't
following
you
is
thought
taking.
of doing something like that?
I feel like I've got an old Sarky. I'm
Yeah,
just,
you.
I mean, I
Oh,
enjoy
you've got an. Oh,
creating
look at
content.
me. Yeah, I just
Most,
started about a month back. Anyway, so go on. Yeah,
yeah. No way. Your content is value addition as well. Yeah, I love creating content based on that, but it's
yeah,
a lot harder to kind of break and then try to let go of this, right? So at least when you perform on stage,
yeah,
it's always a way to connect, and that's what I really loved about beatboxing. I could connect with those around me and things. So I'm not really able to move into the digital space of it. I still do put out videos whenever I'm happy with my content, but
yeah.
apart from that, it seems like not the exact way how I want to relate to my beatboxing, at least.
Right. So you want to perceive it and perform in front of a live audience more than
Correct.
taking this to the
Correct.
commercial scale.
Yeah.
That's
So
what you're
even
saying.
I did digital performances. I did some events online. I was on a particular app where if you stream live, right? So the setup, all of this was for that app, where I
Okay.
would have followers who pay me for, like, I'll
Watching
come
live
online between
performance.
this time, yeah, and then they would
Okay.
pay me through different currencies. So that was an interesting take, but that's not sustainable, right?
Right. Right.
Like that's a lot of hours putting into it, and then like you stop enjoying it, and I didn't want to get to that phase with beatboxing. So
Right. Right. Yeah. So you had something funny up your sleeve for this, right? So what was it? Even I don't know. I have no clue what you have, but yeah, let's try it.
okay, so Sarky and all the viewers, this is the part where you see Sarky attempt at beatboxing. Okay, I'm super excited. You cannot say no now. All right,
The
it's
only
gonna
time
be
I've
simple.
spat is when my team has not done numbers, and that's all the time. So,
I'm s-
so I don't know if I can spit good enough. Yeah, but yeah, let's do it. Let's try.
all right. Let's go for it. Okay, I'm gonna teach you like the basic bits of beatboxing. Cool.
Okay.
So then ideally, if you break it down to any percussion, right? There's three sounds. The so which is the bass kick, which is the I'll break it down for you so that it's easier,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And then the hi hats is like, and then the snares, the so
Okay.
with these three sounds is what most of the beatboxers start with.
Right.
Okay, now this is where you're gonna start yourself. Cool. All right, we're gonna get it from two types of bass kicks. This is quite easy. This is the throat bass where you
For
go.
you, yes.
Whoa! That was
Was
your
that right?
first try, and you got it. Yeah, you just got it. Okay, go
Is
for it.
that the one? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Now the second sound is gonna be the. It's like you're saying. Your bass. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. All right. The third sound is the snare. Let's see if you can. This one's gonna be easy. It's like the. Where are the numbers? Like
They're never there.
it's a click. So it's like a click. You go.
Like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Sorry
yeah.
for
That's
how I'm
close.
looking, how funny I'm looking on the camera, but that's
No,
okay.
no, no. You still look charming, Saki. Yeah, that works. Okay. Now you're gonna go with the three sounds. Okay. The
Okay.
first sound
I
is the
forgot the first one. Let me practice once. That's the one, right? And
yes.
the
Okay.
second
Then
one
you're gonna
was
go.
okay.
Yeah. And the third sound is gonna be the
I'm doing the second one again. Okay.
yeah. The face, the expression is right. The sound isn't coming out.
I know it's coming over the wrong places, but anyway. And I don't
Think
know
of the
why I
word
didn't
click.
learn. Why didn't I learn when I was with you for so long? But yeah, we'll try this now. What was the second one
Okay,
again?
let's okay, okay. We're gonna go one by one, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now you got techno there. You go like
Oh, techno.
so as you keep speeding that, you got the techno in your mouth
Okay.
right now.
Yeah, I can
Okay.
vibe to
Now
that,
this
bro. Yeah.
and then the snare comes in. Now your turn.
I'll leave it to the experts, bro. I can't do this. I'm bad. I don't have
You
the
have the
patience.
body movement, you have the
I
expression,
have the
the
body
sound.
movement. I have the, but I don't think I can. I'll leave it to you. But I love enjoying to your something nice, something different that you've not done before in front of me. I'm sure you've done it a million times.
Yeah, a lot of
But
times at office, I'll just start
yeah,
somewhere
yeah.
in the corner.
So I must tell everyone who's watching that we used to have like anytime we were bored, we would just ask Sunil to start performing, and that'll be like the
Yeah, and then Suraj
performance,
would
and
come
then
in
the
and
whole
start
office will be
rapping.
together. Yeah, everyone, whoever knew to rap, I think Vishal knew to rap, so he'll start rap.
Yeah.
So it used to
So,
be.
oh,
So let's hear something. Yeah, something from the expert. Go for it.
sure, Sarky. So let's just do a quick mic test. Let's go. Let's take it low. House music live. Minimal.
Amazing variations that you can go.
Key.
You
Yeah, the
remember?
small
You remember
sample.
we did this one. The what do you call it?
Paper.
The Tamil paper and you said yeah, that was intense, bro. So it's
Yeah.
Suraj and Faraz and yourself, and I know I got involved too. But yeah,
Yes. Sarkis, I know you.
the other side of the world. That was crazy. But what's your advice to someone who wants to take up and start beatboxing? Where do they learn? How do they pick it up? Like obviously
So,
you're not gonna get mentors
mhm.
like you so
So
easily.
definitely, yeah. I mean, there are a lot of people starting off with their own mentorship and things like that. That's an easy route. I was a student of YouTube because when I started, that's when YouTube started trending around 2015, 16.
Right.
Right. So that's where I learned most of my beatboxing from. After that, it's just about meeting more beatboxers. You learn a
Right.
lot faster. So when you start off, try to find that local community
Hmm.
of beatboxers, and it kind of speeds up your journey of how you're gonna go about learning the art.
And can anybody just trick it up, or do you need to have like anybody can make those sounds, or you need to have a special thing in you?
Definitely, anyone can make the sound, Sarki. Like literally, like think about it. It's like you're just spitting. So it's just that you're
No, I
balancing. You're
don't think
trying to
so at all because I couldn't. But
you have great rhythm sense. I've seen you dance in parties. Come on,
yeah,
that's pretty much you're just speaking music
yeah,
in
I
your
used to
mind, right?
dance
It's
when
like
I
a
was like
language.
50 kgs heavier back then, so the rhythm used to flow automatically. So, yeah,
Yeah, even your transformation or journey, like that was brilliant. I think I was there during that phase where
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah. I
completely
lost a lot of
transformed,
weight
right?
during
Yeah.
the
Hmm.
last bit of yeah. So you're telling that there are no schools or places where like a academy where people teach these things?
So currently there are a lot of tutors now. Like I said, Beatbox India and Beats Club, like both of us have our own tutorials where
Okay.
individuals do train. So it's still under process. It's still a growing community, and it is quite easy. Like a lot of people, it's not as complicated as learning a guitar, right? The basics are easy to pick up by anyone, and even beatboxing has been there. Like even Timbaland, all of them, right? If you've heard Crimea River,
Yeah.
like it's actually, if you listen to the percussions, it's all beatboxing. It's like
Okay.
so even that's, it's been there for a while. So a lot of music producers are also beatboxers, so it helps
I was
them
going to
kind
ask
of.
that. So is there any, you know, way that people could become mainstream music producers, say in say
Mm-hmm.
movies or something like that, right? Because a lot of hip hop,
Yeah,
like hip hop Tamilan, for example, right? Tamil
correct.
hip hop, he
Mm-hmm.
brought that rage out. So is there like for people to migrate into something into mainstream as well? Because obviously money is important at the end of the day for a lot of them.
Definitely.
So
Definitely. So if you look at the mainstream, right, at least for an artist, especially like a beatboxer, it's still like a unique talent. So
right,
there is still a lot of value to position yourself as a beatboxer in the corporate uh, shows, right? So
okay,
that used to be the big ticket money makers, like when I was full time as a beatboxer.
right, right,
Apart from that, in terms of recordings studios, or a lot of the hip hop culture is growing ever since Hip Hop Tamila's movie
correct.
Murukumise and Gully Boy,
Body
right? That
boy,
kind of
body boy,
shot the demand for beatboxers as well. So the two beatboxers there in that particular movie also are very close friends of mine. So
correct,
uh, so that is also an opportunity that's slowly opening up. But hands down, corporate gigs, that's where a beatboxer can really like earn his living. They pay well, and it's about how you package your entire performance, right? You
right,
give a structured module as to, yeah, this is how my show is going to progress. There'll be a workshop, there'll be interactions. And then I kind of switched over in Chennai. What I discovered about myself, right, was that apart from beatboxing, I became an MC.
hmm,
So I was like a package deal to a lot of these shows. So I
right,
used to
right.
MC, and also as part of my set throughout as an MC, I used to beatbox. So that was a nice way
Yeah,
to.
you're anyway very natural on
Mhm.
this on the stage because you're a beatboxer, so you can
Mhm.
being an MC
Yeah,
came
I just had
quite
to
easy.
brush up my MCing skills, and it
Yeah,
went about.
yeah, came quite easy. So I'll probably leave your details on my description box for anybody who is watching and wants to take up or wants to connect
Mhm.
with you, probably on Instagram or whatever. I'll link it up so that anybody who's
Mhm.
interested in beatboxing would probably connect with you because no better person than
Yeah, I
someone
love
who's
that.
lived
I
it for
love
so
that.
long. And
Mhm.
also, you would probably be the right guide for them because
Mhm.
you've done it, and you've also a founder of a company that is very very closely involved in growing that community, right? So I think
Mhm.
it'll make a lot of sense. And I think any last bit of advice for anyone who's practicing at home? How do they gargle with water, warm water? How do they maintain that throat? And
Yeah, yeah. Drink a lot of water. That's important because it's quite dehydrating. And try not to lie down and beatbox, okay?
oh
Because
yeah,
gravity is going to be
you
against you.
fall on your own way.
Yeah.
Right, makes
So that
sense.
I think that would be the main advices for anyone starting off in beatboxing for sure.
Awesome, awesome. Thanks a lot, Sunil, for joining in today. It was not just entertaining, but it was a lot of information as well. I think it'll come in handy for anyone and everyone who wants to get into beatboxing, or anyone else who doesn't want to, but probably after watching this might.
Right.
It's a
Yeah.
good way to impress a lot of people as well. So
Mm.
definitely fantastic having you on the show, and we hope to do something else and something more also with you and more often. Yeah. Thank you for
Sure. I'm
joining in.
always there for you,
Yeah,
Sarkis.
and
Thank you so much
everyone
for
else
the
who's
opportunity.
watching, please go
Mhm.
on. I think we can share, subscribe, and share it with all your friends. Thank you guys. Over and out. Amazing. Amazing.
You're listening to Sarkis World.
Thanks.